dial 1-877-650-4249. To hear the cost of this call, press 8 now. To accept this call, press 5 now. To decall. This call is subject to monitoring and recording. Do not use three-way or call waiting features during this call. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Yes, brother, I don't know if you got all that, but anything related to CSE or Paul Hansen or Glenn Stoll, they filed stuff 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, all along they've been filing stuff. That all needs to go below the line. That's what they were doing. I was often cheerleading trying to raise funds for them, but I had no authority whatsoever to do anything for the trust. That was purely them. So just move that simply below the line with an arrow pointing up. They should all fit on 8.5-inch wide paper. And everything I did with the activity pointing down to the same timeline.
Okay, very good. Let me read the second part of what RacerX has to say, and here it goes. I added the following comments at the start and end of the timeline. Please let me know if you want them omitted/worded differently. Between 1990, Kent began CSE full-time, and 1989 and through 1996 preaching worldwide, at which point Pastor Hovind can explain to the jury up until arrested in 2006, he can state the following. Traveling 300 days of the year, 900 seminars a year, flying around the world, debating, preaching with a crew of 5 to 10 people at any given time, helping to produce videos, set up debates, etc., etc. End of timeline. Led 700 prisoners to Jesus. Written 30 books, answered hundreds of hours of online Bible questions, mock debates, tutors inmates, Bible studies, rehabilitated felons. People worldwide still send money to continue ministry work. So you have anything with his additions that I just read?
I do. Read it one factoid at a time, and let me check. I start from the beginning.
Okay. All right. He says, I added the following...
1996 or 2000? Did you say 90? From 1990.
Here's what he says. I'll just read exactly what he says. I added the following comments at the start and end of...
Call is from the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office.
At the start and end of timeline. Please let me know if you want them omitted/worded differently. Okay, here's what he says. Between 1990, Kent begins CSE full-time, and 1989, and then he says 1996, preaching worldwide, at which point Pastor Hovind can explain to the jury up until arrested in 2006, he can state the following. Traveling 300 days out of the year, 900 seminars a year.
Hold it. You're doing it again. One fact at a time. I can't remember all this to write all this.
Okay, got it.
It should say 1990 began CSE full-time, and up until 2006 I was traveling preaching worldwide.
Yeah,
I was traveling 220 days a year.
Okay.
That's one I caught. That's why you got to go one fact at a time so I can correct this or fix it.
Right.
And what was the next one?
Okay. So you're traveling 300 should be 220 days of the year. He said 900 seminars a year, flying around the world, debating, preaching with a crew of 5 to 10 people at any given time to help produce.
I was speaking 900 times a year. It wasn't 900 seminars a year. I might go one place and preach 8 times as part of the seminar. So I would phrase it differently. Preaching 900 times a year.
Okay. All right. Very good.
What's the next one?
With a crew of 5 to 10 people at any given time, helping to produce videos, set up debates, etc., etc.
I don't know where that comes from. We had a staff that gradually grew to 40 people.
Okay.
We had 11 secretaries. I don't know how to divide that up. People producing videos. So, with a staff that reached a peak of 45
Gotcha.
people.
Okay.
I would say with a peak of 40. When I was arrested, there were about 45 people on staff helping in various ways. Some in Dinosaur Adventureland, some in the traveling, some in the scheduling meetings, some in video editing.
Okay.
We were really busy, so
right.
Just with a staff. It grew from just me in 1990 and my 3 children, who were at the time 8, 9, and 10, or 9, 10, and 11. It grew to a staff of 45 people. Okay, so what's the next one?
Okay. It says, end of timeline, led 700 prisoners to Jesus. Maybe you should say led over 700 prisoners to Jesus.
Yeah, led over 700 prisoners to Christ. I've written 37 books. I remember you said 30.
Yep.
Not all of which are out yet, which some are languishing.
Okay.
Written 37 books.
Okay. Hundreds.
Answered.
Yep.
Answered you can add answered 18,000 letters personally.
Okay. And he says hundreds of hours of online Bible question. I haven't added them up. I would just say, I don't know if it's hundreds of hours. I'd have to add them up, okay, so any thoughts on that?
I did that. I did that the whole time I've been in prison.
Okay.
But it wasn't always recorded. The VOP won't let me record stuff.
Oh, right.
I can't know that they're
Gotcha.
Know that they're recording, but no, I still was answering questions.
Okay.
Thousands. The whole time I've been in prison.
Okay. So you're okay with the phrase hundreds of hours of online Bible questions?
Sure.
Okay. Mock debates. I think that's what you set up with RacerX.
I don't know what he means by that mock debate. I did 100 debates before I came to prison. I've done about 4 since I've been in prison via email or like my book, Whose Mouths Must Be Stopped. Either mail or email correspondence debates with atheists. I'm not sure what he's trying to say there.
Maybe he's referring to the ones that...
Continues debating evolutionists via email and mail from prison.
Okay, very good.
Continues debating evolutionists and atheists via email and mail from prison.
Okay, very good. Tutors inmates, leads Bible studies, and helps to rehabilitate felons. And then he goes on to say, people worldwide still send money to continue ministry work, to continue Kent's ministry work.
I worry about that one. It's never been my goal is to raise money. I'd say maybe people worldwide still support Kent Hovind's ministry work. How about love and support?
Okay, very good. Okay.
I wouldn't mention the money. Some do, but it's surprisingly little. During my time in federal prison, I think there were about less than 10 people that sent money to help in 7 years.
Okay. No, very, very good. I'll make sure that RacerX hears all this and he can make the appropriate adjustments. And we praise God for RacerX. I know he's been working his tail off on that timeline. We want to make sure that we get it to you as soon as possible. I'll be looking for a UPS store that maybe I can find closer. I don't know that if one exists, but if one does exist, I'll try to get it sent from there so you get it even sooner. And if you like,
Randall can send it. Randall or Ernie can just mail it. It doesn't have to be a UPS store. Just email it to them and they'll mail it.
Yep. The thing is, sir, I mail so much stuff. I feel like I'm a little bit of a burden on Ernie or Randall, because I mail like 3 or 4 or 5 things a day sometimes, and it just is good if I don't have to include. I mean, I certainly will ask them, but I just don't want to be a burden to them as well. So, but if this is an important thing because it's a timeline, I can certainly make an exception if you think it's important enough.
Well, what about Robert or his wife right here? They're down the street, and she no longer has money on her account. Robert Breaker. But you can, I think especially if she got money for postage and stuff, she would be thrilled. She sits around the house with 2 small kids. And,
oh yeah, okay. Let me see if I have their number real quick.
Laura Beth.
Yeah, that's true. Laura Beth.
Yeah, Laura Beth. Yeah, Laura Beth. 850-626.
Problem.
Yeah, I'll get mail next day from her.
Okay.
Email it to her and have her mail it. Make sure she's willing and able, but she no longer has money on her account, so I can't call her.
Okay.
I think she'd be the perfect one.
Yeah. That's a very, very good idea, and we have a really good relationship with Miss Laura Beth. We love her to death. Okay. All right, Mr. Hovind. I'm going to hit stop on this because I want to read your letter from your friend.